and welcome to Mishmash Soup. My name is Melissa, and welcome once again to my random stream of consciousness. Once again, we have Franklin, the classy queer, in studio.
Hey guys.
Yeah, so off we go to the races, and let's stir that mishmash soup.
As we always do.
Yes. So anyway, it's officially summer.
Wait, it's officially summer.
It's been summer for a while.
I was going to say the heat would suggest it has been.
Well, I mean, officially, June 21st is when summer is officially here.
So there's an official date.
But yeah, there's actually an official date when summer kicks off. But you know, we're in Texas, so
every day feels like summer.
It's basically, summer here is when Satan decides to come up and spend a few months in Texas and breathe that hot heat because it's been hotter than blazes out there. Don't you agree?
Definitely.
This heat wave we call hell. I was looking on the Weather Channel on the map. Holy crap. Like half the US is like not even red. It's like maroon red.
I did see that. That was crazy.
I was like, man, geez.
Satan's visiting us all.
I know. It's horrible. And speaking of which, you finally got a new car, so you don't have to drive around with a fan in your car.
So I finally don't have to deal with a broken AC. Purchased a new car today, traded in the old one. Finally have working AC. And actually, it doesn't just stop there. I have power windows.
Yes,
power operated windows. No more cranking that handle.
Oh my gosh, imagine if you were like at a stop sign or something and somebody tries to jack you or stick their head in, you have to literally hand crank. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. And then also not even just that, but I can now have extra people in my car if I want to. So there's that nice little upgrade. But
yes.
And also LCD touchscreen radio.
That's actually, you're getting kind of fancy there. Mm-hmm. Cue the fancy music. Soon you'll be driving up to people saying, "Pardon me, would you like some Grey Poupon?" Other than that, so you got a nice, new car. That's good.
Our work week was pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
I did overtime today too.
Yeah, you're just working hard.
Yes, because tomorrow. Well, I didn't do overtime today. I mean, I did overtime yesterday. No, wait, is today Saturday?
Today's Saturday. Hello, where have you been?
Oh my gosh. So then, it just my mind's all over the place. So tomorrow I do work as well. So
yeah. So but no, I mean, it's nice to have a working AC now. Mm-hmm. The house. Mm-hmm. What happened to that?
So the house is going to be put on hold for another 4 months while I address 2 remaining debts. But they're debts I'm not even using anymore. So I'm just going to close those out and then I'm going to revisit the house thing. But
it wasn't your fault because the jerks.
Oh yeah,
the investors.
So the house didn't go through because the investors who own the property, they actually pulled out. They terminated the contract, and because it was the appraisal came back, the report came back, and it said that the house was actually $17,000 less than what they were asking for. So my agent was like, we're going to contact them. We're going to have them say, hey, are you down with listing your house at this appraisal rate? That way we can get going here. Turns out with that report, they then the investors found out, shoot, we made a bad investment in a bad neighborhood. It didn't work out for us. So rather than lowering the appraisal rate, they went ahead and terminated the contract and said, we'll just rent out the property.
Yeah, because when you've got financing involved through a major lender, they're going to want, because now also the bank has something to say as well.
Yeah.
They don't want to
overpay something.
Yes, exactly.
They don't want to pay $152,000 for a home that's only worth $130 somewhat dollars, because if I happen to
130 some odd thousand, not 130.
So they don't, because if I end up defaulting on my loan, let's say 2 months down the line, they're now out that additional gap.
Yeah, because the house is not going to sell for them to recoup their investment, well, their money. So yeah, that just sucks.
And actually, I looked at the address again, and I saw that they removed all of the really pretty, like, renovated pictures of the home, and now what's back on when you Google the address is all of the old images of the house pre-renovated. So
what's the purpose in that? I don't know.
No, I just wanted to see, like, and actually I looked up the address because I wanted to see what the listing was for the rental. But I guess somebody's already owned it. I mean, I guess somebody already contracted
For the rental.
For the rental, yeah, because I saw like a little like footprint that there was a rental property listed, but it's gone now.
Yeah, assholes. I hope those renters
trash the place. Rentals have tons of kids, and they encourage their kids to unleash their inner artists, and then they draw over the walls.
Well, yeah, it's going to bite them in the ass, because what happens is there's more risk involved when you have a rental property.
Yeah, they may not pay their rent on time.
Damage.
Or at all. They may damage the house.
And then what if they're like, the sink's broken, you need to fix it. Oop, there's no water pressure, you need to fix it. Oh, guess what? You need to fix this. So it's more money.
It becomes their problem.
It does. Yeah. So other than that, it's been hot. So luckily our central AC.
It feels nice in here.
Oh yeah, because hell no, I ain't gonna. Oh God, and then my AC's not working, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm driving around with flipping Satan in my front seat.
You have to roll down the windows too.
Yes, and then have to deal with the public at large. Oh, and then I was coming out of the store. And I was at a traffic light, and I was like the fifth car down, and you can see a glimmer of the green light, and obviously traffic is slow, so the truck behind me honking his horn, and I turned, and I'm like, there's a car in front of me that's not moving, and he's like motioning with his hand like move, and I'm like, what do you want me to do, play leapfrog with these vehicles? Holy shiitake mushrooms. No, ain't gonna happen. So, but other than that,
we just had an episode about that not too long ago, about road rage and all that stuff. So,
and people,
go check that one out too.
People having coping issues. Yeah. But other than that, we have been watching, and speaking, we just had an episode about trends too, so I don't want to get on the trend bandwagon, but I thought this was kind of fun because we are in summer, and I've been watching, some of my favorite YouTube channels doing this, this or that summer edition, and I'm thinking that's fun. I mean, I haven't really seen too many, or I haven't heard too many. So seen's the wrong expression, but I haven't heard too many podcasters do a audio version of this or that. And I'm like, well, that's going to be kind of fun to do. So yeah.
It's always good to hear what people's answers would be.
Yeah. And maybe their explanations or, or why, and it kind of evokes memories and stuff as to why and stuff. But I was like, yeah, that sounds kind of fun. So yeah, we're going to do our mishmash soup summer this or that today. Featuring Franklin, aka the Classy Queer, and Mama B.
When I think of summertime, I think of that song by Janis Joplin.
Summer. Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't even know the words, but I just know I love that song, her raspy voice. But anyways,
I think of In the Summertime When the Weather is Hot. Yeah, by Mungo Jerry.
Leave a comment. What's your favorite summertime song?
Yeah, what is your favorite? You can always email us at mishmashsoup214@gmail.com. You can go follow us on social media. We've got Instagram's Mishmash Soup. And I think the one on Facebook, Mishmash Soup, is up and running. Like I said, I've been kind of busy, so I haven't really focused too much attention.
But it's also going to be like a job in and of itself, kind of wrangling all those social media platforms.
Exactly.
But we'll get them up when they get them up. And
right now, they're kind of bare. But other than that, yeah. So here we are.
This or that.
We're gonna kick off our this or that with the first one. So, first one is beach or mountains. What do you? I mean, when you think of summer, do you think of going off into the mountains and hiking? Maybe outrunning a bear?
Well, I guess so I'm seeing this in the context of I'm just removing summer out of the picture. I'm just thinking beach or mountains, and I think I prefer mountains.
Ooh.
So there could be like maybe a stroll through the mountains, maybe camping at the mountains, maybe having a little picnic at the mountains. All around, I think I prefer that because the beach is kind of messy. Like you get sand everywhere.
You don't get sand in your crotch?
Or in your shoes or just
in the food. Oh, imagine if the wind kicks up and you're eating a sandwich and it's like...
Not even that. Oh, but also like it's the sun. You're like constantly being beaten down by the sun too. So
I can kind of see that. Yeah, because I mean, I lived on Maui for a few years because my husband's from Maui. I mean, we loved going to the beach. It was always, the beach was a block away, but I think I'm kind of beached out at this point.
Yeah.
So
you still have a tan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I have a 24-hour tan. I am Latina, but no, I think I would say mountains too because I mean, you got
wildlife.
Yeah, I ain't looking to run into a bear or.
Well, like you just have more variety of wildlife than at the beach where you just got crabs and shells.
Yeah, but you know what? The most important thing is we have foliage. There's trees where you can hide from the sun.
Yeah.
And like you said, there is nature, so you can take a stroll. Maybe find a little. What do they call it? A crick. It's. I never understood why people say crick. It's a creek.
Oh yeah, I've never heard it called a crick.
Oh yeah, even Steve calls it a crick sometimes. What the heck? Like a crick to me is a crick in your neck, not a crick. I mean, that's a creek.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see any banjo playing hippies going down the river. Like Deliverance.
But actually, so you mentioned the rivers and creeks and stuff. That's actually another reason why I would prefer the mountains. You do have creeks and rivers. So if you ever had a canoe with you, I love canoeing. So just another thing, another activity you can do.
Yeah. Well, you used to kayak when we were in Maine. We would kayak and stuff. So
yeah.
Well, so then we know it. We both agree.
The
mountains is
sure.
going to win on that one. Now, another thing with summer is you have vacations. So here we have, would you, is it travel or a staycation for you?
So
you travel.
I will speak with my heart on this one. Even though recently I've been doing more vacationing to different countries and like outside the U.S. or like
cruising.
Yeah. Even though I've been doing that recently, my heart tells me that I'm the kind of person that still enjoys the staycation. Being able to just lay on your bed, spread eagle, and just not care about the world. Other than what am I going to eat in the next couple of hours?
And what am I going to binge watch on Netflix?
Oh my God. Speaking of binge watching, we need to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Manny and I, we watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Is there a new season?
Well, there's not only just a new season, but we've been watching in this new season. I think we're like on episode 6 or 7, something like. Oh wait, hold on. Is there a new RuPaul's Drag Race? I'm confused. Anyways, but yeah, we usually Saturday.
I think you need a staycation at this point.
But yeah, that's what we normally do. Is we normally watch RuPaul's Drag Race on Saturdays. So if there is an episode, I just need to remember to review that. But anyways, yeah. So I would prefer staycation, just vegging out, watching your favorite YouTubers or a favorite movie. Just recently, I saw a movie. I saw what was it? Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I saw that version.
Oh.
Wait, you're not into superheroes?
No, I'm not into superhero stuff. No. Did you ever watch The Conjuring still, the part 3?
I haven't.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But that's my response. Staying home, vegging out, having fun there. Even though I have been doing the vacations recently, I think that my heart says staycation.
Yeah, I've done the travel bug. I've done traveling over, not just my
UK.
I've traveled on myself, also even before I was a mother. Um and I even though because now Steve hasn't really been anywhere except for Canada
In Hawaii.
and Hawaii and
That's still the US.
I mean, it's North America is Canada. So, I mean, I don't consider that a vacation destination. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if anything, I want to say I also would prefer a staycation, maybe explore your own city, do a little hiking. Like I said, go to Paradise Canyon, which is one of my favorite places to go. If I would travel, it would only be because I want Steve to have that experience.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I agree.
Well, here's the thing.
Staycation is for me.
So even though staycation in your heart is like what you would want, I also do think that you would still be open to travel if it were ever presented to you as an opportunity.
Yeah, like if y'all were going to go somewhere, you and Manny, and it's like, hey, let's do a group thing. Because for me, I think it's fun when you travel with friends.
Yeah, true.
It's fun. You get a different experience, perspective on things, and, and it creates this memory that it's going to always have together and stuff. So, yeah.
So our heart tells us staycation, but we're always open to vacationing.
Yeah, we're always open to traveling. But so here's another one. Ocean or lake?
Ocean or lake? A lake. It's a self-contained body of water that is still has limited fauna inside it. It's not as deep and expansive as the ocean. Perfectly safe, cool water. Yeah, I would say
nothing's gonna eat you in there.
Totally lake. A dip in the lake. Ooh, skinny dipping. Ooh.
I wouldn't be going to that picnic.
So yeah, I think lake for me would be the easy option. I think the ocean's it's just too much.
You might get into a rip current or something, or undertow, and you go to Tahiti.
It's not even just the safety issues. It's more so like it's hot. It's the beach thing again.
Yeah,
it's the beach. It's too windy. You get those.
Well, also when it dries. I mean, one thing I always had a problem. Yes, I lived on Maui, and I loved going to the ocean. We were there all the time swimming. But the thing is, after you got out and the water dries,
you feel
you got
sticky.
Salt on you.
Yes,
I hated that feeling of that salt.
That's like that sticky sensation.
Well, it's not even sticky. It's more like a kind of like a weird rough.
Like a powdery sort of roughness.
Oh, not even powder. I would take the powder over. It was it was like sandpapery.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm just describing it wrong, but I know exactly the feeling, the sensation you're talking about.
Yeah, I hated that. I really did. And we went to an area that was a secret beach, which nobody, not tourists, knew.
What were y'all doing on that beach?
No, it was only where locals went, and there was always turtles there.
It was one of those nude beaches.
It was no, that was Little Beach.
Oh.
No, and I never went nude. Steve, of course, would go and he would.
I'm a local.
Yeah, doing a handstand in the ocean. I was afraid that when he would come
making friends with the fish.
I was afraid that when we popped out of the water that he'd have a fucking fish attached to him. I'm like, yeah, they're thinking it's a tackle box or something. So yeah, I think lake, because it's fresh water. You can, again, when you get out of the lake, there's usually like a little bed of soft grass, or maybe you could sit down. There's a tree you can kind of enjoy yourself under.
Oh, you can even bring your own picnic supplies and under a tree and just picnic there. And like you said, not the whole salty sensation you have.
Oh
in your body.
no, it's like
Plus, you can canoe on the calm body of water.
Yeah.
And kayak, whichever you prefer.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's for sure. We're both so far we've been agreeing on a lot of things.
Hey,
so
we think alike.
You think that we're related or something?
I don't think we are, though. I think I'm still adopted.
Shh. As much as people say you look like me, yeah, no, I don't think so. You're a spitting image of me.
It's scary. It really is.
Just stick a beret on you and call you Melissa.
Melissa, did you cut your hair today? No, it's Franklin.
Okay,
Oh my
so now
gosh.
we agreed. We're both agreeing on staycations, mountains, and lake. So here's the next one. So if you find yourself in a situation, well, I knew you can use this on any situation. Hello, it's the sun. So sunscreen or tanning lotion?
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Hands down. And I can tell
Pans
you why.
or hands?
Pan-
Did you? I'm like
We're in a pandemic, yes.
pans down. I thought you meant pants down. I'm like, what?
So sunscreen hands down because I take skincare seriously. And clearly it's working because, people take notice and they're, oh my God, Franklin, you have such great skin. You look so young. How
You are
old are
young.
you? Well, yeah, I guess I am still 28. That is still young.
Yeah, you are young.
But I just believe that protecting your skin from the sun is the best thing that you can do to reverse aging and sun damage.
Yeah.
So
And skin cancer is a big issue. So yeah, you don't want to get that problem.
not
so.
to knock anybody who uses tanning lotion because, hey, do you, if you like that golden sort of look. Unfortunately, we don't have to do that. We got it naturally.
Yes. And I was thinking, you know what?
Spray
It'd be
tanning.
stupid for me to use tanning lotion because I mean, how much darker do you want me to get? I'm already dark enough as it is. I have extra melanin in my skin, so I have this natural protection. But still,
Yeah.
I would use sunscreen in my old age because I was young once. I was young doing the whole 80s lemon juice in your hair to get the highlights. And then when we didn't have
Sun in?
if we couldn't afford Sun In because I was a teenager, mom, give me some money for it. I'm not gonna buy it. So we would get lemon juice.
Oh my God.
Lemon juice, straight up. We didn't live in a ghetto. We were homeowners, but I call it, when I say the ghetto Sun In, you use lemon juice. And then of course you used baby oil is to tan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, how stupid. Now in hindsight, I'm thinking, baby oil. We were basically frying ourselves out in the sun. Just stick a piece of bacon on me and hear it sizzle. I know. It's like, hello, you want some eggs with that?
Grab a fork and there you go. You got your lunch.
Got my lunch as I'm tanning. So yeah. So I would say that yeah, sunscreen because you got to protect
We're
yourself.
4 for 4.
So far, we're 4 for 4.
When will we depart ways?
I don't
or
know.
depart. Is that the right word?
When will we
Oh.
dissent?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So here's the next one, and I think ice cream.
I said
or
depart
slush?
weight. Ice cream or slush?
What do you think of when
Ooh,
summer
Ice
comes?
King.
Or-
Ice King.
Ice King.
Ice cream or slush?
Yes.
See, now it's getting a little more tougher because I like both. But if I had to choose one, I would say slush because I have to acknowledge I'm lactose intolerant. So I could not handle the constant ice cream over and over. My, if I can say it, booty hole would be calling the cops on me.
Say, excuse me. Can I? And then if you're at a lake somewhere and you don't want to risk going into them porta potties or going
yeah.
behind a bush somewhere,
It is a done deal.
It's like,
So yeah, slush all the way. It's
any
refreshing.
particular slush?
I do prefer strawberry and cherry flavors to raspberry and...
They call these now. They have these like razzle dazzle. I'm like,
Yeah, I know that when it comes to slush, you normally have like your raspberry, your Coca-Cola flavored one. You have a cherry, a strawberry. Sometimes you get like an orange or a mango, but that's pretty much it. When it comes to like your traditional slushy flavors, cherry for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I thought. What?
Oh no, I'll let you answer first, and then I'll actually add on to that slushy thing.
Well, I actually was thinking we were going to part ways here. I mean, even though you and I both are lactose intolerant, I mean, I actually thought that you would have said ice cream.
Oh.
Because for me, it's when I think of summer, I think of, of going to the the little convenience store and going to the slushy machine and getting those ices. You know, they had the icy or the cola flavor or the cherry. So I used to love. I mean, now I can't have. The cola because it's, even though it's in slushy form, it's carbonated, and I just can't take that. But there's always, for me, I mean, I hate going here for anything other than the slushes, Sonic.
Oh, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I was just going to mention, for me, slush, because it draws memories of when Lee and I were younger, and we would always go to like Sonic and just get the cherry limeade, the Route 44 cherry limeade.
The Route 44, yes.
Oh, those are so good, and then they always have the little cherry at the bottom.
Yeah,
and also like sometimes like a lime wedge.
A lime wedge, yes.
But yes,
and those were the tonics. I know that we would get tonics because mine was always the cherry lime Sonic tonics with extra cherries and extra lime. But slush, they had a new one that I loved just last year. It was called the Carolina Reaper.
A slush?
It was I think the base was cherry, but it had...
I would think the base was a Carolina Reaper.
No, but it had the like a little touch. And I mean,
like
they didn't have
like an essence?
The essence of Reaper. And when you would drink it, when you would, sip it, you got that kick in the back of your throat. And it wasn't overpowering, but it was enough to let you know.
To like wake you up and go, woo, it's summertime.
It is summertime.
I not only feel the heat outside, but I feel it inside my body.
Yeah, so I think, because to me, call me weird, but to me, ice cream is good for me like in the fall. And even then, I tend to now, because of my, lactose intolerance issues, I tend to even go more towards sherbets.
You know what? Speaking on that, for everyone out there listening, people who are lactose intolerant are normal. You're supposed to be lactose intolerant.
Oh.
After a certain age, your body's supposed to no longer receive milk, which is a nutrient from, that's passed from your mother. So people who aren't lactose intolerant, they're the mutants. They're the ones who have essentially mutated to be able to break down. So yeah, you are all mutants. We're the normal ones.
Wow, that's something I didn't realize.
So everyone who's lactose intolerant, it's because our body was never meant to continue living on lactose.
Lactose. And same thing. If people that have cats, don't give them milk.
Oh, hell no, because
it makes them shit. They're lactose intolerant.
You're going to have new walls by the time.
Yeah. I mean, if you must give your kitty a little milk treat, get KMR. Get a kitty replacement at the store, but don't give them milk. And please, for God's sake, I saw somebody buying tuna for their cat. I'm like, you do know human tuna can give them bloat, hence, and they can possibly die because of the chemicals. Wow. The chemicals are made for, the preservation chemicals. Yeah. It can be lethal to a cat. Wow. So I'm like, no.
That's actually news to me. I'm glad I know that now. Yeah. I don't own a cat, but if I ever did, now I'm glad I have that info.
Don't give them tuna. Hell no. So, yeah.
Going back to that ice cream thing, you see it more as like a fall thing. So I think for me, ice cream, it just, bottom line in my head, is like a dessert you have at night. Oh. It's like, I don't think of it like as a summer thing. I just think of it like it's an after dinner dessert, and you usually have it at night.
Kind of to cleanse your palate.
Yeah. And so for me, summertime vibes is definitely slushy.
And I found as I've gotten older that my flavors have kind of gone back to the traditional. Yeah. As when I was younger, of course, it was like, ooh, I'll get the Jamocha almond fudge, or I get the weird moose tracks or the grape nut,
like these weird combinations.
I mean, those are not weird. I can't think off the top of my head something that's really truly weird. Yeah. But like maybe like the cherry Garcia or something. But now as I'm older, it's like I like a good vanilla,
chocolate, strawberry.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Neapolitan all the way. I always would skip the strawberry. I would always go for the vanilla or the chocolate on a Neapolitan, and then at the end, you all was left with strawberry. But anyway, now getting back to this. So yeah, we've agreed there again. We both chose slush for our own perspective.
Maybe you really are my mother.
Yeah, I would like to think so. I have the scarf to prove it. So here it is. This is. I know what you're gonna. I know here we are going to differ.
She thinks she knows.
Yes,
me.
I do. I do. Here in summer, early mornings or late nights.
So repeat that again.
Early mornings or late nights.
What do I prefer? I prefer late nights.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that so? Then were you right or were you?
I was right.
I have to admit.
How many times have I called you like, Mom, I'm still asleep, and I'm like up at. I mean, even before then, when y'all were younger. Hello, I was always up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
I mean, up.
I am definitely someone who stays up at the latest 3 a.m.
Oh.
Even on a weekday, 3 a.m. If I'm really like focusing, I can get to bed like around 1. If I'm really focusing.
Oh my God.
But
I hope one of the supervisors are listening.
You know what? But the thing is, but then again, I'm still young, apparently. 28. So maybe my body can still handle like the 4-hour sleep still.
Well, here, let me, because when my mom, God rest her soul, when she was alive and I was young, I was a teenager, I'd be like, Mom, why are you up so early in the morning? She'd be up like at 4:30 having her little toast and having some coffee. That was her breakfast, toast and some coffee, maybe a little bit of oatmeal. And I'm like, Mom, what? And she goes, and of course she's telling me this in Spanish, but she was like, well, mija, when you get older, your body doesn't need as much sleep. So then
I'm an old soul.
Yeah, apparently. Well,
maybe grandma's being channeled through my body.
Yeah, but my mom also went to bed like at 9.
That's so weird to me. Like that is strange. But that
Hello, how many times have you called or sent me a text and I? 9. It's 9:30.
Mom, are you alive?
It's 9:30, and I'm like, I was asleep.
Oh shoot! I'm keeping you up then.
Well, no, hey, I took a nap today. Actually, I took a nap.
See,
I actually napped. I needed one.
So obviously your answer is the opposite then. You would pick.
I would choose early mornings because now, literally 4:30, I'm awake.
So I want to go into this because you just mentioned naps. Mm-hmm. I, for the life of me, envy people who can just dive into a nap and feel super refreshed within like an hour or two. I can lay in bed and be like, oh, this is the day I want to experience what a nap is like, and I cannot sleep. I struggle with taking naps. I don't know what it is. I want to experience the pleasure people get from having a nap, and I can't just nap.
You are a mutant. It's that youth that you have in you, because let me tell you, when you get older, you're going to start
napping frequently.
Being able to nap. Today, we'll see. I don't like to nap because it's like, to me, I'm wasting time.
That's what it feels like to me.
But today I had gotten up, I cleaned the bathroom, I was organizing some things, getting some paperwork ready, and I just was like, oh my gosh, I needed to just nap. So I laid down.
That's what I want to feel. I want to feel the sensation of, oh, I just need a nap, and then just fall asleep into a nap.
I laid down. Even Steve came in. I think it was around 2:00, and then Steve comes in, and he's like looking. He says that he looked at me and he thought I was faking. I'm like, no. But then he woke me up, and I'm literally, I was like in a nice restful sleep, and he wakes me up. He's like, the cat's on my pillow, and I'm like, whoa, get out of here. I was asleep. No, you weren't. I was asleep. What part of iBoogie do you not understand? I was asleep, but he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were faking. Like, who fakes a nap?
For 3 hours.
I was like, no, I was actually asleep.
No, for sure, you are somebody who naps. You enjoy your naps, and also, yeah, you're a morning person.
Yeah, and I usually go to bed early. It's an oddity when, once in a while I'll be up to 11, and it's like, whoa, so, I'm really breaking the rules here.
Manny, my partner, he's very much like you in that he can nap wherever, whenever. He could be on a very important business trip like on a train or a plane, and as soon as he gets on the train, oh, I'm gonna take a nap, and then within like 3 minutes he'll. I'm like, and I've seen this happen. I'm like, how does he do that? Like, how can you just switch your mind off?
He is older than you too.
Yeah, true, by 11-year difference. But he's also the kind of person that is an early riser. He'll wake up at 6 a.m. and to him that's early because I usually get up like if it's a weekday, I get up at 7:30, close to 8 o'clock, and then on the weekend it's usually like 9 or 10.
Yeah. So yeah, there we finally disagree.
Yes.
So he is a late nighter, and I am up with the birds. So and
catching that worm.
I enjoy really waking up and being by myself for those that first few hours, and I'm just enjoying my coffee, listening to my little fire crackle on YouTube, and so yeah, I like to do that. But the next one is camping or pool party.
Let me go ahead and let you answer first.
Well, for me, yeah, it's
this one's a hard one.
It is because, well, you know what? I'm going to say okay, it's not going to be, okay, I would have enjoyed a pool party if it was family. And we had like some barbecue going on, but pool party,
it screams to me like strangers, people we don't know.
Yeah, and also there's the running in and out of the house, dragging water in,
food,
and well, the food not so much. I'm no big deal, but it's like the mess.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, even though I am not a big woodsman or an outdoorsman when it comes to like pitching a tent, I don't know how to pitch a tent to save my life. I'll say camping only because as I've gotten older, I've seemed to enjoy
the serenity,
yes,
the isolation.
Yes. Now I don't want to be a creepypasta anywhere because lately I've been watching a bunch of these, Reddit,
Mr. Ballin,
the things that some of these people, they're out there camping, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, they heard like twigs, in the middle of the night. Oh
my gosh. So can I just quickly say, okay, so when I was watching a Mr. Ballin episode, one of the episodes he got into a camping story, a hiking story that involved camping because this person told his family, hey, I'm going to go on this 2-day hike. I'm going to be camping. And, so expect me by this day. And if you don't hear me by this day, call, authorities and whatnot. So he takes his hike.
Does he go to Alaska?
No, this is a different one.
All right.
So he's on his hike and he gets to a good, like, stopping point or a resting point because, the night starts to fall or evening comes out and, and he's finding a spot to pitch his tent. He gets the fire going and he hears like moving in the background. Ooh. And he's thinking like no biggie, like it's just animals, like it's the wilderness, you're out in the middle of nowhere. And so he keeps hearing it, and there seems to be a pattern in the way that this movement is.
Look at that, I'm looking around myself.
Yeah, so he notices like a pattern, like the way the movement sounds.
It's very intentional.
Yeah, the pacing seems very intentional. And he's like, okay, well, if this is an animal, it's clearly interested in this area, this location I've chosen to pitch up my tent. So he's looking in the brush and trying to figure out what is out there, and then he hears footsteps.
Okay.
And it stops at this bush, and he's staring intensely at this bush, trying to make out what's behind it,
trying to get his eyes to adjust to the darkness.
And here's the thing, he's like 50-60 miles out into the wilderness, and he literally hears, hello, do you know how to get to Bell's Canyon?
What?
And he's like, he freezes instantly, and he goes, hello, who's out there? And this is apparently this is like a real story. So he goes, who's out there? Like, can you please come into the fire? And there's silence. And for like 5 minutes, silence. He's just staring out at this bush, and then again, do you know how to get to Bell's Canyon?
Oh my God.
And he goes, can you please come out into the light? I can't see you. And no, I don't know how to get to Bell's Canyon. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know.
Oh.
And then he hears running. Then he starts to hear running around the encampment, like in circles, but just out of the light's reach.
My God.
So he freaks out. He goes into his tent. He basically like just zips it up. He's like, maybe he'll go away.
That's I don't understand. Why go into and hide in your tent? I would rather be out there to see, because then the anticipation of what's gonna, like, if I saw a shadow outside my tent, that's worse for me. Just sit there by the fire and just look.
So it gets worse. So that was night number 1.
No.
So eventually,
there's more than one night.
Yeah, because
I would have been out there the fucking next day.
Because and I may have misquoted how many miles he was out into the wilderness, but he was far enough to...
it wasn't going to be an easy jaunt back to the civilization.
Yes, it wasn't going to be an easy jog back. So he ends up falling asleep against, all of his body's signals telling him to stay awake.
Oh my God.
He eventually falls asleep, and then in the next morning he packs his stuff up and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna trek back to my car. But the thing is, the trek isn't going to be done within that same day. He's going to have to camp out again.
Oh my God.
So he's running basically to the starting point where he started. And the whole time he's running back, he has the feeling that someone's watching him just out of eyesight.
Oh,
well,
my God.
Night starts to fall again.
Oh God.
And so he's like, well, I have to pitch a tent. There's no two ways about it. So he pitches it up. And in the middle of the night, as he's there with the fire,
same fucking question. How do you
yes.
What?
He hears somebody in the brush, and just out of sight, he sees a figure, and he hears, "Hey, do you know how to get to Bell's Canyon?"
Again?
It is so creepy because, and at that point,
what is it with Bell's Canyon?
I know, but
it reminds me of the Bell Witch.
I don't know. I think.
Oh my God, the Blair Witch Project. They were the bear.
The Bear Project.
Was it the
Blair Witch Project?
The Blair Witch Project. It was
the Blair Witch Project.
I'm fucking freaking out.
Well, I'm over here freaking. I'm popping and stuff in the mic.
I know, me too. I'm like, well, it's because it wasn't it the Bell Witch.
I think so.
They talked about the Bell Witch.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna look at where Bell's Canyon even is. Okay, Google. Where is Bell's Canyon?
According to Wikipedia.
Here's a map of Bell Canyon.
Oh, California.
91307.
Okay, so if you heard that, it's in California.
Well.
So, just to kind of wrap up the story, though. So he ends up...
So what does he do?
There's nothing he can do. He has no help, no cell signal. He just knows that someone's out here. Doesn't know if he's crazy. Doesn't know what he wants. But...
apparently he wants to go to Bell's Canyon.
Well, yeah, that. But he doesn't know the directions.
Well, hello.
And so he goes into his tent. He stays up the majority of the night as he continues hearing this person walk in circles around his tent. And then the next morning, he basically runs. And as he's running, he starts to remove his gear. Because he's like, well, if I'm running, I got to make myself faster to be able to get to the place where I started. So he starts to remove his gears. That way he can run faster. And as he's doing this, he can hear movement following him behind him. Like, oh my God, this person has not let up.
Oh my God.
So he eventually gets to his car, his vehicle. He ends up going, the way towards his house. And he considers, like, do I report this to the park rangers? Do I report this to authorities? Is this even like, am I even going to be believed? To this day, he doesn't know who that person was.
He didn't even see anything. Like, as he was getting in the car, he looks over and he doesn't see anything.
It's just this strange story that he has, that he's taking with him. But it made me wonder, like, I wouldn't put it past psychotic people to go into, like, camping areas and stuff out in the wilderness to, like, have their fun.
I guess I'm gonna change my answer to pool party then.
I never even answered either. So
yeah, I mean, because after hearing that, I know that you're out there in the open and you are basically at the mercy of the elements and
the wilderness and
shit. Like today, I was watching Mr. Ball and I was watching about the Russian Death March.
Oh, yeah.
The one where they were just going on a hike and they all fucking just die.
Yeah.
And only one survivor. And I'm like, and they were just hiking.
Ooh.
And it's like, and then he started talking about the Dyatlov Pass too in Russia. And I'm like, oh my God.
I love getting tortured like that. I love hearing, even if I may not believe it, some stories, like sometimes you can, you're naturally skeptical, but like I like to allow my mind to go to these places of like, what would I do in that situation?
I would sure as hell not. Well,
I would give directions. I'd be like, it's take this right on Somerset.
Actually, Bell's Canyon. So if you go down past the giant fallen tree, there's a little creek right there. Yeah, a creek.
Go ahead and drown yourself.
Go across the creek. It doesn't. You might think it's deep. It's not. You can still, you can wade across it, and then it's on the other side past the
away from here. Away from here.
We're away from here, and there's a bunch of bear scat. Don't worry. It's not real. It's just a prop.
Oh my God. Give fake directions. But yeah, so anyway, so we kind of, but then again, that's the nature of mishmash soup.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you get on these nice little juicy pearls,
Yes.
That's
my answer would be camping.
So you would still, after all that.
I would be camping because I am somebody who gets very anxious in social situations. I'm an introvert. And for anyone out there who knows their personality type, I am an INFP. Introvert, intuitive, feeling, and prospecting. That's what it is, prospecting. So I am definitely somebody who draws their energy from isolation, from complete total.
Yeah, me too, but I don't want to have somebody be telling me where's Bell's Canyon. I mean, that's kind of scary.
But,
and I am actually an ESTJ.
Yeah, you are a complete opposite. Well, EST. Yeah, you're completely opposite of me.
Well, but the thing is, here's the thing. E is saying that I'm an extrovert. S meaning that
sensory.
Mm-hmm. And then T is...
Or, I'm sorry, not sensory, sensing.
Sensing.
EST is...
Isn't it...
So, wait, it was INF. So, feeling versus... You know what? Let me just look it up.
I know that I'm considered...
Wait. Okay, Google. Mm-hmm. What is the T in the personality type?
To 16 personalities.
Thinking.
Intuitive and thinking
So it's thinking. So feeling versus thinking. And then J is judgment.
I'm a very judging person. Mm-hmm. I'm considered a sentinel.
Yes, and I'm considered the mediator. Yeah. So basically I draw my energy from being alone, in my own thoughts, and social situations completely drain me.
I'm an extrovert when it comes to being around my family. I want to it was funny because I worked in like the public sector all my life, and people would always tell me, which is why I got that award from the mayor in Bangor. Mm-hmm. It was funny because they said, oh, you're very charismatic, you're a social butterfly. Mm-hmm. But when I'm at home, I'm completely antisocial. Yeah. Because I had to be in the public so much that when I'm alone, I just want to be left alone. I want to be mm-hmm. antisocial in my private life.
Also, and it's the same thing too. Pool parties, I feel like there's the need to have, like, you're forced to socialize with people that are there.
Entertain.
There's you have to like wear bathing suits, and I'm like, so for me, camping all the way, it's quiet, it's peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, I still, I said I was going to change it, but no, I truly, my heart is, it would be camping.
Yeah.
But I don't want anybody coming to me and asking me where Bell's Canyon is because
I don't know where the fuck it is.
Yeah. And I'm going to make sure that I do have a gun with me. So anybody out there that wants to hang around, and when if you see us out there,
Mama's packing.
I'm packing some heat. Yes. So the next one is sundress or overalls, and of course I know
I'm both. I'll rock a sundress and some overalls. You better believe it. I don't see that's so I do have an answer, and it is one of them, but I just want to get it out there. I'm definitely somebody who clothes is clothes, and it's just a piece of fabric you put over your body.
Yes.
So I would honestly wear both, and I probably have worn both. But overalls for me. What is that? Oh, I saw a fish.
It's Beard. It's Graybeard. He's actually burrowing himself.
But yes, for me it would be overalls because I just like the way I think they look cute, especially the overalls that I have at the house.
For him, it would be
like a fashion overall.
a fashion statement because he ain't going out there building a barn.
Yeah. So these overalls I'm wearing, they're definitely not practical. It's completely
They're
aesthetic.
blinged out. They're
Aesthetic.
blinged out. Mm-hmm. You better believe it.
And I think
I would be a sundress.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, as I've gotten older, I've enjoyed
the simple things.
the simple things and a nice sundress. Yes.
It's easy, and and it's flowy. You get the nice breeze in between your knees.
Ventilation. Yes, it is. And then, hey, if you go and you pig out at a buffet, you've got room to expand.
Yeah, true. True.
Well, that one was pretty easy. So that was okay. So then the next one is water balloons or slip and slide.
Water balloons or slip and slide. Slip and slide. It's less preparation. Because you know what? For water balloons, though that is fun too, someone's got to fill up all those balloons.
Oh gosh, yes. And you know, when I was young, we had, and I think you all got to experience it when y'all were young too. You hook up the hose to that little green ring and all the water,
Oh,
the little
yes.
plastic sprinkler,
Sprinklers, yeah.
and it was just a little donut shape in
Yeah.
the middle. Yes, that was so fun.
It really was. Good memories there, but slip and slide, you just roll out the little tarp.
And if you don't
put
have
the
a
water.
tarp, you could use flipping garbage bags. Because they're slippery, okay? Just stick some rocks in there to hold them down. But if, get them wet, the weight of the water keeps them down.
True.
So they're not going to go anywhere.
So-
But, as I'm older, I can't slide down a slip and slide because I'll break something. I won't be able to get up.
You'll
And
break your ego.
I'll break my hip.
Your pride.
Excuse me, with my bad back. You imagine, Franklin, help
Maybe.
your mother up.
True, yeah. So wait, what would you pick?
Okay, this is what I would pick. I would pick both as long as I was sitting on a chair with a cocktail watching it. Being an observer. I am not going to participate. I'm 51. I don't have to participate. No, siree.
Well, then-
you are young and spry.
Well,
so
that's-
you can participate.
You know what? I feel like that's cheating because you have to pick one or the other. So because it's this or that. So here, I'll pose it this way. If you were 28, what would 28-year-old Melissa pick?
The slip and slide.
There you go.
Slip and slide.
Slipping and sliding down the highway.
Well, then this one I think is going to be, I know what you're going to pick here.
What am I going to pick?
So either sun tanning or swimming. And I know what you're going to pick.
Swimming. You thought I was going to pick suntanning?
Yeah.
You thought I was going to pick suntanning?
Yeah.
Mom, suntanning kills your cells.
No, but I mean sun tanning under a big umbrella. That's what something you would do.
That's
You'd have a
umbrella
big giant.
tanning?
You would have a big giant hat like Jackie O, and you would be under a fucking umbrella, and you're like, I'm still.
But
in
see,
the sun.
but that's not suntanning. So I think I would pick swimming. Yeah, because I'm not going to... this skin is supple and fragile. I am not ruining it under the sun. Sorry to bust your bubble.
Okay, well, I would pick swimming too. Yeah,
We're
because,
more, I don't care how much you want us to be different. We're alike, you and I.
well, then here, iced coffee or cocktail for the summer
Ooh,
treat.
you know what? Cocktail.
I would choose iced coffee because you know me.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
You're-
No, I'm not really an alcoholic. I just think it's more fun, and more
You
aesthetic
would
to
get-
have a cocktail.
A little fruity drink to go with
Yeah.
your fruity nature.
Probably a mojito, probably a cosmopolitan.
Even a margarita, a nice
Yeah, margarita.
like a strawberry.
Strawberry margarita. It doesn't matter what kind of margarita, as long as it's a fruit margarita.
Yes, exactly. So yeah,
So-
and me, I'm a coffee person, so iced coffee.
Well, yeah, you can't do.
I can't really do
alcohol.
alcohol because, yeah, I
She
would.
just don't do that.
I'd be face down somewhere, and then they'd be asking me, "Where's Bell Canyon?"
They'd be taking your body down to Bell's Canyon.
They would take it.
just
Yeah,
dumping her in the canyon.
they would be taking my ass to Bell's Canyon. I wake up, I'm like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. Well, then this music festival in the summer or a film festival? I know what I would pick.
Ooh, film festival.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a
because-
big movie buff.
because I ain't about to be losing my hearing and help it along to lose my hearing that much
Actually,
faster.
You know what? I'm so glad you mentioned that because I've never been to a concert, and even I've been to musical events, and I've
Mm-hmm.
never liked how loud it is. Like, I feel like my eardrums are bursting, and then when you want to have a conversation with somebody, you just can't. So yeah, film festival all the way. You get to sit back, relax, enjoy a movie.
Usually they involve you bringing your own little Tommy Bahama, chairs and stuff.
Remember drive-in movie theaters?
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Those
those
are-
were perfect summer nights.
Yes.
Oh,
Pull up to the little
We'd pack our cooler full of like snacks and stuff.
yes.
In
Tune your radio into the frequency that the movie was
Yes,
playing.
yes. Well, see, I actually, when I was young, we actually had that box with the little speaker, and you would put it inside your vehicle.
Yeah.
But then people started fucking jacking them, so they started having you tune your radio in. Jesus Christ! what the hell would you want to steal that for? Like, what purpose can it serve in your home?
I feel so bad for the people who are born in this generation who have never experienced a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah, that's really
It's-
sad.
It's a completely different experience all on its own. Mm-hmm. Like you're like out under the stars, or like you pull the chairs down in your car to kind of create like a nice little bed, and you like kind of camp out in your car and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes even double features back to back.
Yes.
And you bring any snacks you want. You can bring a cooler,
You
some
can even bring a
beer.
bucket of chicken if you want.
And also, like, I think the best part for me is watching everyone else's reaction to the movie that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And watching them like, ooh, ah.
Oh, and then of course, we live in a very heavily Hispanic city. So, I mean, literally, I would see families with like busting out a little hibachi and they're making little taquitos. And I'm like, hey, and you could smell all the nice,
Give some to me.
I want a flipping taco. Head my way. Hello. Hi.
Community. Aren't we all familia here?
Yes. It's like, hi, I'm your neighbor. Can I have a taco?
and actually, most times, if you were to do that, they would probably give you a
Say,
taco.
oh, yeah, here's a taco. You want some salsita? They'll give you all the accoutrements that you want.
So we both pick film festival.
Yes, and then the last one. Go to a museum or go shopping.
Ooh, you know what? I am somebody, and actually, I may surprise you.
I know that he's on the horns of a dilemma here.
I really am, because I love to shop, but I was always the person who ingested information growing up, who loved learning about things in school. Particularly like science class, when we would go over like different species of animals, and we'd watch those those educational videos on different like wildlife. My heart says museum.
Yep.
I like to shop, but I think I like to learn more.
I have to concur. I would do museum too. And this has always been, I've just been like this anomaly growing up, because even as a young girl, I really hated shopping. And even now, it's like, it really just annoys the hell out of me when I have to go and get like a piece of clothes.
Not me.
Oh, hell, I hate trying on things. I hate the whole process of going into a the changing area and having to try all these outfits, and you're like, oh, and then if you happen to have your husband with you or something, can you come and show me? I'm like, oh my God,
or the reverse. Can you hurry it up?
Yeah, I mean, but then of course, if Steve is the one that's having to try and close, I mean, I'm right there. I want to look. Hey, show me. Turn around. I want to see. Do a little spin. But no, if it's me, I'm like, oh, do you really? Because whatever you decide, if you say you like it, and if I don't like it, ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So your opinion don't really matter much in this situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say go to a museum because I just.
Knowledge is power.
If I can get away with it, I'll order some clothes on the internet and then I'll just risk sending it back,
But yeah, like for me, I think I'm an anomaly too because just back in high school, when we were in those periods where they would throw on a nice like educational video about the topic, I was always the person who was like, shh, like I want to see this. Like I was like in tune.
I want to know about the Anasazi Indians.
Yes. And when you had other people who were like, ugh, like it's a boring video and they'd be on the phone or they'd be talking with their friends. And I'm over here like invested in like knowing this information.
Yes.
And even video, like educational video aside, like I just like learning. I think that it's great to have a bank of knowledge to just reference whenever you're in conversation. But yeah, so museum all the way.
Well, there you go. We did our first this or that. So
we think we need to do more different types of things like that.
Yeah, they have some for autumn, fall, this or that, and then they have one for winter.
No, what I meant by like is not just this or other this or that. I just mean like marry, hook up with, kill, like things like that, like little games like that.
Yes, I've heard of those.
I didn't want to say the bad word. That's why I said marry, hook up, or kill.
Oh, you mean like a Saturday night? Okay, double feature.
But something like that, where like just different little fun things, little games like that.
That was, and I liked that little mini story time. Oh, that was creepy. I mean, I'm still. Did you see me? I was like looking behind me, like
maybe you know what? Maybe tell us if you want an episode like this, but we can even do a research on like spooky or like true stories and just and then just recall them to like tell them to you, to the audience.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, let us know. I mean, send us an email or send us a message. You can send me an IG at Mishmash Soup. I'm on Instagram, or you can send an email to mishmashsoup214@gmail.com. You can even send one to
me, the Classy Queer, on Instagram, and let me know if there's an idea that you want, and I can just relate it to my mother.
Yeah, because that was actually quite,
spooky dooky.
Spooky, yes, it was. So other than that, folks, thank you for joining us once again. I know that it was a little kind of different than what we've done, but we wanted to do something fun for the summer because it is just that. It's the summer. So as always, you can follow Franklin on
the Classy Queer and Instagram.
And of course, you can always send me an email. I already said the email a few times, but you can just rewind, and listen to it again. But other than that, as always, keep it random, folks. My little randos out there. And until the next time, remember, every Thursday we drop a new episode.
Bye.
Bye. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go have a little tickle now. Okay, have a good one.